Guys, welcome to this two-part series on how to meal plan and prep, how to organize your nutrition in the most efficient way possible so that you can achieve your goals with minimal time and effort input. Okay, if that sounds good, this video is for you. This video is, this series is a lead on from the calorie tracking series. So if you haven't watched the three-part calorie tracking series, I would recommend going back and watching that. And once you have learned and soaked up all of those skills and tools from that series, that's going to lead you into this one where we're going to be teaching you the best method possible to be able to organize your nutrition to be able to achieve your goals. Okay, so ultimately, to achieve your goals, you need to be hitting your calories and macros every day consistently. That's the most important thing. Whether you use the strategy of having a meal plan and preparing your meals or not doesn't really matter as much. It's more just about hitting those macros day to day. And you could plan, prepare, cook, weigh every single one of your meals, but that's just going to take a lot of time and effort. Okay, so by having a meal plan in place, putting in the organization to be able to prepare your meals, you're going to be taking as much time and effort out of the calorie tracking process as possible so that you can achieve your goals without having to put insane amounts of time and effort into cooking, weighing, and prepping. Okay, so these are great organization strategies. Again, you don't have to do this, but I would recommend everyone to do this. I do this myself to be able to take time out of that process. Okay, so this is a two-part series. The first video, we're going to be going through the process of creating a meal plan and preparing your meals, doing meal prep. And then in the second video, I'm sort of going to be in the kitchen showing you how it kind of works. So let's get straight into it. So what is meal prepping? It's putting aside time every week or on the weekend, preferably on the weekend when you have a bit more time, to pre-prepare your meals for the week ahead. Okay, this is great for people who are struggling with time, who have work busy jobs, don't have a lot of time during the week to cook every meal, weigh every meal, track every meal. So it saves time not cooking, prepping, weighing every meal every day, and also money as well. You're buying in bulk and also stops you from eating out as well, which can cost a bit of money. Okay, so meal prepping I would recommend to anyone wanting to save a bit of money in their budget and also save time as well. Okay, having the meal, the containers ready to go, you know how many macros are in it. You've got it as a meal in MyFitnessPal. Bang, you can log it. It makes it so much easier. Okay. All right, so this process is perfect for tracking calories. It goes hand in hand with the process. The time involved with tracking calories can be drastically decreased by meal prepping because you don't have to cook, prep, and weigh every single meal, okay? You can do that if you want and just not have a meal plan and not do meal prepping and just cook, weigh, prep every single meal. As long as you're hitting your calories and macros, that is the main thing. Doesn't really matter how you do it. But these strategies are very, very useful for busy people who just want the meals ready to go to eat, know how many calories you're in it. You just have it as a meal in MyFitnessPal, log it in, bang, good to go. Okay. You still need to track, even if you meal plan and meal prep. You still need to do the MyFitnessPal every day, but it makes it a lot more efficient because you've got it, as I said, you've got it as a meal in MyFitnessPal, bang, you log it. You can do that for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, bang, have them as meals, bang, bang, bang. Make little adjustments as you go, and it just saves so much time. Okay. As I said, yeah, pre-tracking, put all these meals in, make small adjustments on the go, and you're good to go. You may also decide that you want to prep, breakfast and lunch and not dinner, for example, and therefore you would still track to know how like the portion size for dinner. So you might have oats and your lunch as meals in MyFitnessPal, but for dinner you're just having a different thing every night, and you're just cooking on the go because you have a little bit more time at night, and because you've tracked for the day and you've got all your meals in, you've got your oats, your lunch, and your snacks in. You have 700 calories for dinner. You can have whatever you want, and you need to hit like 40 or 50 grams of protein for dinner as well. So you can have that flexibility in one meal a day or two meals a day if you have a bit of time to cook that meal, or you can just meal prep the entire thing, have them as containers in the fridge, or freezer and just take them out, dinners and whatever. I know people that do that. They just have 14 days of breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks in the fridge, freezer, ready to go. Don't have to cook a single thing. It's all weighed, prepped, good to go. That is maximal organization for people who are happy to pretty much eat the same thing every day and don't want to be like weighing stuff and cooking and prepping every single day. Okay, so it's just about how much organization do you want to put in at the start, and the more organization you put in, the less you're going to have to do on a day-to-day basis. But you can also find a nice sort of midpoint of flexibility. For example, the breakfast, lunch, and just sort of act like manually track your dinner. Okay. You may also decide that you want to prep your meals from Monday to Friday, and you just want to sort of cook and track and weigh on the weekend as you go. I sort of do a bit of that. It's good if you have like social events on, because you can sort of just cook and track and have smaller breakfasts and lunches if you want to save some calories for nighttime on a Saturday night or something like that. So yeah, you can sort of have a bit of flexibility with that if you want. Okay. Overview of this process of meal planning and meal prepping. Okay, so it's a 7-stage process to meal prepping your meals, organizing your nutrition. Step 1 is deciding on a meal plan, so having a meal plan that you enjoy and that you can stick to. Working out the portion sizes depending on how many calories and macros have been allocated to you by your coach. Create a shopping list, okay, with those portion sizes and different ingredients. Go shopping or order your shopping, which I'll talk about in a second, or create your meals in MyFitnessPal is the next one. Once you've got your shopping, you can scan your barcodes, finalize the meals in MyFitnessPal so they're ready to go. Cook and prep in the kitchen, and then portion out the meals and store. Make sure you're ready to go, okay? The very first thing you'll need to do is put aside time, guys, to prep, either weekly or fortnightly. I do mine on Sunday morning. Put aside that 30 to 90 minutes, depending on what you're cooking per week to actually cook and prepare the meals, and also put aside some time to go shopping as well. I do my shopping on a Saturday. I actually order it online, which I'll go through in a second. But put aside that time every week and stick to it no matter what. Okay, it's gonna be very important for your organization so that you can stick to this with the least amount of time and effort. Okay. This may sound like a lot of time, 30 to 90 minutes or maybe even 2 hours per weekend, but it's going to save you so much time through the week when you're busy. Okay. All right. Step 1, decide on a meal plan. First things first, you're going to decide on a meal plan with the calories and macros that your coach has given you. You can pretty much, you got a lot of flexibility with this. It's going to be person dependent. So you decide what you want to eat, depending on these 4 things. Your personal preference is the first thing. Health versus sustainability. You want healthy foods, but you also can allocate or plan some sort of unhealthier meals, like maybe like a protein pizza or protein burrito or something like that. Go out, have some Guzman and Gomez. For sustainability, because you enjoy those foods as long as it's part of your calories and macros. Okay, whether you want variety or consistency, so different thing every day or the same thing every day. If you have the same thing every day, it's super easy. If you have different things every day, it's not as easy. But it's just about how much variety do you want, how much consistency do you want, how much effort are you willing to put in, and how much do you want it sort of on autopilot. How much time do you want to spend cooking and prepping, and your cooking appliance availability, and personal food sensitivities and allergies, to all sorts of things. Okay, those 4 things are going to determine what kind of meal plan suits you the best. Okay, so what you're going to do now is grab a pen and paper, or you can just write in notes on your phone or whatever. Monday to Sunday, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. Okay, from here you're going to use our resources. So you're going to go to the PDF document in the vault, which will be the meal ideas. It'll be the Woods Brothers coaching. I'm finalizing it now, so it'll be in there soon from when this video is being made. But it'll be the Woods Brothers coaching menu. From there, you're going to produce a meal plan that suits those 4 dot points at the top. Okay, your preference, variety versus consistency, how much time you want to spend, your cooking appliances, and your food sensitivities as well. And you're going to create that meal plan. Okay, it might be the same breakfasts every day, it might be the same lunches every day, and swapping up the dinners every night. It might be, a Monday to Friday plan, and then on the weekend you've sort of got some basic plans, and you just sort of got to cook and track on the weekend as you go. Having a plan is very, very important. Okay, so now that you've got your calories and macros sorted, from here you're going to go and choose foods that you like enjoying, that you like eating, that you enjoy eating, and that are healthy and that are going to get you achieving your goals. Okay, you can also check out the recipes. You don't have to use only meals from the Woods Brothers coaching menu. You can also go to Instagram, search up these accounts here, to come up with ideas, to swap it out and do different stuff. But there's lots of great ideas on the Woods Brothers coaching menu. And then from here, you create a meal plan that suits your lifestyle, preferences, goals, sustainability versus enjoyment. Okay, you want it to be sustainable, and you also want to enjoy it. So that's why we're sort of getting you to put in meals that you like, and that suit your lifestyle the best. Okay. And you can repeat this process anytime you want to change it up. Okay. So anytime that you're sort of sick of the meal plan and you want to change it up, you just go through this process again, maybe change out some meals here and there using the Woods Brothers coaching menu, work out the portion sizes, which I'll go through in a second, and then bang, you've got a meal plan that you really enjoy and that's changed up and that's geared towards your goals. Okay. So once you've decided on that Monday to Sunday plan of what meals you're going to have, from there, you're going to go work out the portion sizes as well. Okay. So once you've decided on a plan, you've got to work out portion sizes. Portion sizes is very important. That's why we get you to track calories and macros, because it's the macro split that's really important, and also how many calories total you're having, the portion sizes of each meal, which are going to determine whether you gain or lose weight. Okay. So portion size is very important. It's more important than actually what you eat. Okay. Obviously, you want to be eating healthy things to make you feel good and make you perform really good in the gym, and make you have a high energy and whatnot. But it's the micros that are going to determine how you feel, and the macros that are going to determine how you look. Okay, so the portion sizes and how much you eat of each of the foods are going to be very, very important. Okay, so once you've got that plan which you really like, the meal plan which you enjoy, from there, we're going to be working out the portion sizes. So whether you are trying to gain, maintain, or lose weight, that's what the portion size is going to depend on. Ultimately, your coach is going to give you calories and macros to work with that are going to suit you the best, with your goals and where you're at. From here, what you want to do is you want to pretty much split that amount over the amount of meals you're having. Okay, so if you're having, for example, you've got your coach has assigned you 2,000 calories and 150 grams of protein for your meal plan, for your calories and macros. From there, you would go, all right, so if I'm having breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks, I'm going to evenly distribute that number by 4, okay, because it's essentially 4 different meals. So that'd be 500 calories for breakfast, 500 calories for lunch, 500 calories for dinner, 500 calories for snacks and extras, okay? So you've distributed it evenly over those 4 meals, okay? And the snacks can be multiple little meals throughout the day as well. It doesn't have to be all in one, okay? So, and that would be about 40 grams of protein per meal as well, that you would have to cover for, okay? So from there, approximately how many calories are supposed to be in each meal. And you might have, it might not be exactly 500 calories or exactly a quarter of what your total calorie amount is per meal. It might be like a little bit less for breakfast, a little bit more for dinner. If you like a bigger dinner at night, maybe you only have something small for breakfast, only like 300 calories. But for dinner, you like having like a 700 to 800 calorie dinner. So maybe you sort it out like that. It just depends on your personal preference. Okay. Remember to use the right brands, oh, sorry, I got ahead of myself there. So yeah, you can have more or less for breakfast or dinner, but it doesn't matter too much as long as you are hitting the calorie and macro protein goals every day. That is the main thing. As I said, like, these are really good organization strategies to minimize time and effort when it comes to nutrition. But as long as you're hitting your calorie and macros, tracking it, logging it every day into Kahunas, and hitting those goals, that is the main thing. Okay. Even if your meal plan doesn't go 100%, to plan, As long as you're making the adjustments needed to be able to still hit your macros, that is the main thing. Okay. Use MyFitnessPal to work out from here. Approximately how many calories have got to be in each meal. Use MyFitnessPal to work out how much of each ingredient. So you've already got a meal plan ready to go Monday to Sunday, all the meals you want to be eating, a list of ingredients from the Woods Brothers coaching menu, a list of ingredients that you'll need. Now you're going to be working out how much of each of those ingredients you'll need to hit your calories, okay, that you'll need, okay? So therefore, it might look something like, how much oats for overnight oats for breakfast. How much oats am I going to need per meal? How much milk am I going to need per meal? How much protein powder am I going to need per meal? To hit, for example, 500 calories and 40 grams of protein. Remember to use the right brands as well. So if you're shopping at Woolies, for example, and you're using, home brand Woolies oats, home brand Woolies milk, home brand Woolies berries, make sure that you're using the macros from those brands. Okay, so when you go into MyFitnessPal and make up your meals, that you're searching up, Woolies, or scanning the barcode from that item. Okay. Because oats from Farmdale or whatever are going to have a slightly different macro split to oats, Woolworths brand oats. Okay, so make sure you're getting the brands right, and you're also considering raw versus cooked weight. Let's say you have like a teriyaki beef bowl for lunch. Make sure when you go into MyFitnessPal and you're working out the portion sizes that you, like, let's say you're making the teriyaki beef bowl in MyFitnessPal, make sure you've got your lean beef mince as raw weight, not cooked weight. Okay. Most of the time when it comes up in MyFitnessPal and it doesn't say it is raw weight, but you'll know, and you can sort of look online on the Woolies website or whatever to make sure that it's accurate. Okay. So consider the raw versus cooked weights. If you are counting calories, this is going to be really hard to know what portion sizes you need to eat. So make sure you've watched that calorie tracking series and you understand how it sort of works. Okay, so from here, you're going to be, going into MyFitnessPal. What I would recommend going into MyFitnessPal and basically making each of your meals in the breakfast, just sort of simulating what oats would look like, what lunch would look like, whether you got a beef bowl or whatever, what dinner would look like, and what your daily snacks would look like. Make sure it sort of sits, about in your calorie goal and it's hitting your macros. And then from there, you'll know your portion sizes for each meal and you can adjust, to hit those numbers. Okay, so it's a bit of pre-planning for the week. Okay, from here, you've worked out your portion sizes. You're going to be making a shopping list. Okay, so from here, you want to have an idea of how much of each ingredient you'll need to be able to have the right portion sizes to hit your macro and calories. Okay, so from here, you're going to put together a list of each of the ingredients and the amounts as well from whatever supermarket you decide to shop at. Check your current inventory as well. So check what you have in your pantry and fridge and freezer already so that you're not double buying stuff. Okay, to save money, I'd recommend buying in bulk at Aldi or Costco. But to save time, I would recommend signing up to Woolworths or Coles delivery. And this is what I do. Like, you can shop at Aldi and Costco if you want. You just have to physically go there and do the shopping. Or maybe you decide you go there and you get all the meat from there because you want to bulk buy your meat, and then you just, freeze it and then defrost it or something like that. But if you want to save time and you just want 100% autonomy with your shopping, this is what I would recommend. Sign up to Woolworths or Coles delivery, and basically this is what you do is you get their app and you order your shopping on the app and it gets delivered straight to your door. Okay, this is like a Woolworths fucking advertisement or something like that. But no, I actually recommend it. Like, I do it myself and it really works. Unfortunately, Aldi and Costco don't do this. The delivery ends up being about $9 a month from Woolworths or Coles. Ends up being about $9 per month if you get the unlimited delivery 12-month contract, which is what I got, where you just pay up front like $100, something like that. Ends up being about $2.50 a week, $2.50 a week, which is nothing, and they deliver it to your door every single week. And it's really efficient, and you don't have to spend that time going out and actually doing the shopping, putting it in the trolley, going buying it in the car. And it's just, I used to do that, it just takes so much time. So I would definitely recommend signing up to Woolworths or Coles. I do Woolies myself, Woolworths delivery. $2.50 a week. Get on it. It's just going to save you so much time. And you can also pre-save lists on the Woolworths app as well. So that if you're having, the same thing every week, you can just, put the list, and you don't have to put the items in. You just say list, order, go, and then bang, it's good to go, and it'll get delivered in the exact portion sizes that you need. Okay. So it'll only take you a few minutes on a Saturday for it to come on Sunday morning, for example. This is what I do: get it to come on Sunday morning, the shopping gets delivered, and then bang, you do your meal prep on Sunday for the week, and you're good to go. You're organized. When it comes to supplements, protein powder, creatine, all that, I would recommend getting it at a supplement store. So House of Supplements or Nutrition Warehouse. You can get some of them at supermarkets. Like you can get creatine from Woolies. You can get protein powder from Woolies, I think, as well. I know the protein powder is a little bit more expensive at Woolies. The creatine's about the same, if not a bit cheaper. So I get my creatine from Woolies, but I get my protein powder, pre-workout, all those things from a supplement store. So I'd actually recommend physically going to a supplement store or getting it delivered from a supplement store for those things. But everything else you can get from Woolies, Coles delivery. Okay. So go shopping now. Now you've created your shopping list. The next step is to go shopping. If you've decided to do your delivery, and then make an account on the Woolworths or Coles app, make a list and a delivery time, and then just pretty much just get it delivered. Make sure you got all your portion sizes and amounts of each food ready to go, and you pretty much just get it delivered. So if you've decided to go and physically shop at Aldi or Costco, then you can do that as well. But obviously you're gonna have to physically go and do it. It will save you a bit of money, but it's just that trade-off. Do I want to spend more money, or do I want to save a bit of time? For me, I'd rather save the time, so that's why Woolworths and Coles delivery work best. Okay, for me, avoid impulse buys, stick to the lists. Obviously, supermarket brands are usually the cheapest as well, store branded items. So just Woolworths brand as much as you can. Because it's going to be the cheapest, but also specials as well. Sometimes specials are going to be cheaper than the home brand as well. There's a feature in the delivery app on Woolies that allows you to see the cheapest items. You just press best unit items, and then it comes up with the cheapest oats, with the cheapest milk, with the cheapest meat. It comes up with all of the cheapest options, so that you can always get the best bang for buck, which is awesome. Instead of having to scour the shelves at Woolies to compare all the items, and this one's on special, but this one's the home brand and whatever. It just does it all for you on the app. It's awesome. Make sure you have all of these things for meal prepping. So if you don't have them, you'll need to buy them at Woolies, or maybe even go to like Kmart or Target or some sort of, or like Big W or some sort of appliance store to be able to get these. But the first thing is storage containers. So I get this exact Essentials plasticware food storage 25-pack from Woolies. So they're like plastic containers. You can put them in the dishwasher as well. They're really cheap. You just buy them in big packs, and I've just reused those ones. So you don't have to like buy them every time they run out. You can just reuse them and put them in the dishwasher, and bang, they're ready to go. And they're relatively cheap as well. You'll need utensils and a lunchbox or an esky to take to work, to take all your prepped meals. And also cookingware as well. A slow cooker, crock pot, air fryer, largest air fryer you can possibly get if you're going to be doing air fryer for your meal prepping. Pots and pans, and also a rice cooker, very important. Okay, so make sure you have all of those in your kitchen already. If you don't, go shopping to get them. They're all going to be very, very useful to have in the kitchen. Okay. All right, step 5, create the meals in MyFitnessPal. So you've gotten the shopping ordered, it's turned up at your door. You bring it in, you put it away, and then from here, you're going to put all the meals in MyFitnessPal, because you've actually got the items in person. You can scan the barcodes and actually put the meals in MyFitnessPal as pre-saved meals. Okay, so you've decided on your portions. One thing I didn't actually mention before that I just realized, going back to it would be step 2, working out the portion sizes and creating the shopping list. Obviously, you want to work out how much portion size is per meal, like how much is your oats, how much is in your lunch, and how much is in your dinners and whatnot, and your snacks. And then from there, you want to like multiply that by how many times you're having it for that week. So you multiply that by like 7. So if you need like 50 grams of oats per overnight oats, then you multiply that by like 7 if you're having that Monday to Sunday. Okay, that's one thing that I forgot to mention. Um, you probably already assumed that, but I thought I might just go back and say that. Where were we? Okay. So yeah, so put the meals into MyFitnessPal with your chosen portion sizes, depending on your macros and your split between your meals. Um, and yeah, so this is going to save you heaps of time having them as meals ready to go, so that when you're tracking day to day, you just press on the meal, log, good to go. Okay, as I said in the calorie tracking series. Okay, use the barcodes from the physical products to find them on MyFitnessPal. Change it to a gram, put the amount of grams in, bang, good to go. If you haven't watched the calorie tracking series, the process for this is in video too. So go on and creating those meals in MyFitnessPal to save loads of time. Okay. Cook and prep the meals in the kitchen. So this is where we actually do the meal prepping. Once you've made the meals in MyFitnessPal, you're set to begin cooking in the kitchen. Calculate the total amount of days you're cooking for, and then multiply that by how much of each ingredient you're using. For example, per lunch, you use 50 grams of rice. So if you're prepping that lunch for 7 days, that means you're going to need 350 grams of rice total to cook with. Okay, quick math. Okay, weigh out the total amount of food, so the portion sizes are going to be correct. Okay, I'll do this in the next video, in video 2, where I'm actually in the kitchen doing it. But this is just an explanation of what I'm going to be doing. Okay, weigh out the total amounts to make sure, yeah, the portion sizes are going to be correct. Okay, when you're doing the cooking and prepping in the kitchen, I would recommend, instead of when you've cooked all the food in bulk and then putting it into each container, weighing it out as you put it into the containers. There's two things with that. It's very tedious having to weigh out each container, but also it's cooked weight as well, which is not 100% accurate. More accurate is raw weight. So you actually want to be weighing everything out before you cook it. Okay, so start with a clean and organized kitchen. So start with a tidy kitchen, ingredients all on the table, ready to go. And then from there, you pretty much weigh out each of the ingredients. Okay, so rice, I'm going to need 350 grams of rice for my beef bowls for lunch. Okay, so I'm weighing that out, raw weight, and then bang, put that in the rice cooker. Whack the amount of rice, the amount of water in you need, and then good to go. Have that cooking. For my beef bowl, I'm using my slow cooker for the beef bowl, for example. It's already packaged, it's already pre-portioned, so I don't have to weigh it out as a kilo. Bang, you put that in the slow cooker, good to go. Okay. With all of your sauces as well. And that's the other thing. Weigh out the total amount of sauce you're using. That's going to be distributed between all the meals. And so weigh out the total amounts instead of after cooking it, weighing it out as you're putting it in the containers. Okay. Use batch cooking to be efficient. So use multiple cooking appliances to cook the items simultaneously to save time. So use your oven, stove, slow cooker, rice cooker, air fryer. Use as many of them at the same time as you can, because that's going to save you time, obviously. But depending on how simple the meal is, you might only need just the rice cooker and like a slow cooker to cook your beef mince or something like that. And that might be it. That might be all you need. And you just have them cooking and ready to go. Okay. So portion out the meals and store. Okay. So now you're going to divide the finished products into your containers. Okay. You're going to weigh out. You can weigh out in each individual one, but I wouldn't recommend doing this. What you would do is find out, the total amount of weight, just like I was explaining in the last one, the total amount of weight of each ingredient, weigh it out before you cook it, and then cook with those weighed out ingredients, and then just divide it into the containers at the end as evenly as you can. Okay, they don't have to be exactly to the gram even, because you're cooking with a total amount of macros and calories that you're distributing over the days. So you're going to be eating the same amount of macros and calories regardless. So just distribute them like as evenly as you can in your 5 or 7 containers for lunches or for breakfasts or whatever. Just as long as you've weighed out that total amount of oats, total amount of milk, total amount of beef, total amount of rice, all raw weight. Okay. So label and date if you're doing a massive prep. So if you decided you want to prep for the next 14 or 21 days, and just do it all at once and just freeze everything and just take it out as you're eating it, then I'd probably recommend labeling it if you have some leftovers and you're sort of getting confused, was this part of the last prep? Was this part of this prep? I'd label them with dates, okay? But if you're just prepping week to week like I do, you probably don't need a label. You can usually store prepped meals. So storage wise, you can usually store these prepped meals from about 4 to 5 days max in the fridge before they get old. If you're prepping for any longer than that, like any longer than 5 days, put the rest of them in the fridge, in the freezer. And I would recommend, just freezing everything else. Okay, so for example, if you're prepping for 7 days, maybe you put 4 of them in the fridge, and then you put the other 3 in the freezer, and then just take the other 3 out when those 4 are done, so that you keep them fresh. Okay, so yeah, that would be what I recommend for storage. I do like a Monday to Friday meal prep, so I don't put any of them in the freezer. And I can tell when I eat the one on Friday from the meal prep that I prepped the previous Sunday. I can tell it's like right on the edge, like it's still fine. I don't get sick from it or anything, but I can tell that if I ate that on Saturday or Sunday, it probably wouldn't go down as well, and it just wouldn't be as nice to eat. But I sort of can get away with prepping on Sunday, Sunday night or Sunday during the day, and eating that last prep on Friday from it being in the fridge, and it's okay. Okay, so if you decide to do like a Monday to Friday meal prep, then you can probably just put it all in the fridge. Okay, but if you're doing any longer than that, just chuck it in the freezer. Reheat the meals in the microwave. You can put them in for a minute and then bring it out, stir it, put it in for another minute, so it's equally heats. And I'd recommend, if you want, having low calorie toppings to put on it, just like a squeeze of, lemon juice, lime juice, some spring onions, just low calorie, stuff that you can just put on top and just have it as like a bit of a fresh thing to have if you're having, whatever kind of like lunch or dinner, just as like some flavorings. So that is how you sort of portion your meals out and you store your meals. So that's step 7. So that's how to do your meal planning and prepping. Some extra tips, variety. The best thing about going through this process and creating the meal plan that you like the most and doing all your prepping and stuff is that you can mix it up whenever you want. Okay, so you can mix up the choices to avoid getting bored. I usually rotate between like 2 to 3 breakfast and lunch options. But the more variety, the more effort. That's how it works. If you do want a diet with a lot of variety, then you're going to need to put more effort in. So if you're someone who doesn't really care too much about variety, you're sort of happy to eat the same things every day for a couple of weeks, just to lose weight in the simplest way possible, I'd recommend just having the same thing every day, and just sticking with that. I know people that do that enjoy the meals that they eat day to day a lot. They picked meals that they really like. They portioned it out so that it fits their calories and macros, and they're tracking towards their goal nicely. And it's just simple as, okay? So you can go down that route if you want, or you can do a bit more of a variety approach, okay? As long as you get your macros and calories. Keeps coming back to that. Adjust the portion sizes if you need, as instructed by your coach. So if your coach brings your calories up or takes your calories down, changes your macros, then you can go back through this process again, recreate a meal plan. If you want to swap it up and do something different, or just re-tinker the portion sizes to fit your calories and macros. And then, you're good to go. Stay organized. Make sure you schedule a time to go shopping and do your meal prep. Weekends typically tend to be the best time, as people are less busy on the weekends. All right, so if all of that sounds like a lot, you don't want to do meal prepping, and you're just too busy to do that, on the weekend, and just don't want to go through that process, you can pay a little bit of money to have that time back. How does that work? Meal prepping company. Okay, so this is where you pay a meal prepping company to deliver food, like meals, to your door, and then you put it in your fridge or your freezer. And then you take it out, day by day, and eat that. You can just scan a barcode on the freshly prepped, the pre-packaged prepped food. You just scan the barcode, put that into MyFitnessPal, and then it's good to go. So it's really, really good for people who are busy and are happy to pay a little bit extra for the meal prepping. Okay, so meal prepping company like YouFoods, Macros, or Core Power Foods, go search them up. They're really good companies, and you can invest in these companies if you want that time back and you don't want to do the meal prepping. Slightly more money, but it takes the time out of cooking. Prepping, you don't have to weigh it because it's all pre-portioned, and it's a cheaper and healthier alternative to take out as well. It's trackable, so you know you're hitting your calories and macros. As I said, there's a little barcode on the top. You just scan the barcode and you can put it straight into, your lunch and dinner, for example. You can eat. You can even do a mixture of having these meals, these ready prepped meals for lunch and dinner. You prep your own breakfast and your snacks, and then you just go with the flow and track and eat on the weekend. Because you have a little bit more time on the weekend. As long as you're hitting, comes back again to this. As long as you're hitting your calories and macros every day, it doesn't matter how you do it. You can do the meal prepping, do the meal prepping company, make the meal plan. I definitely recommend making the meal plan, but when it comes to prepping or whatever, you can spend more time doing the prepping every day if you want. But as long as you're hitting your calories and macros day to day and you're logging it in Kahunas, that is the main thing, guys. I can't stress that enough. Okay, these strategies and organizational things that I've just gone through are very useful to give you a lot of that time back, save you a lot of time, and a lot of money when it comes to meal prepping as well. Okay. So alternative meal prepping company. If you're interested in this, go check out either YouFoods, Macros, or Core Power Foods, and you can DM your coach if you are interested in this, and they can run you through how it sort of works and their recommendations for what meals to get or how to go about it. So if you're interested, message your coach, and you guys can work it out together. How you're sort of going to go about that, what you're going to order, and how it's going to work. Okay, so you'll still need to make a meal plan if you're doing the meal prepping company. So you'll still need to make like a Monday to Sunday or just like a daily plan, incorporating these meals in it and the amount of calories that are in this meal. But it just saves you that time of doing the prepping and weighing out the meals as well. Okay. So that is pretty much it, guys. I hope you found this useful, and you found value in this, and you understand all these concepts. If you're unsure about it, you can go back and watch certain parts of the video. So yeah, today we went through, how to organize your nutrition from a planning standpoint, but also from a meal prepping standpoint as well, so that you can save as much time and effort as possible with this whole calorie tracking process as well. Okay. If you have any questions about this, message your coach, or me if I'm your coach, and we'll be happy to answer any of the questions that you have. Okay. That is pretty much it, guys, from this video. After you've watched this video and you've watched the calorie tracking series, you'll have all the tools you need to be successful with your nutrition, and organize your nutrition to be successful with your goals. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay. Make sure if you're going and doing your meal planning to go and check out the Woods Brothers coaching menu, which, as I said, hasn't been created at the time of this video, but it's going to be created very soon. It'll be in a PDF as called the Woods Brothers coaching menu. And that'll be most likely in the same folder as this video, or the same folder as the calorie tracking series, all sort of, hovering around there. Okay. Again, let us know if you have any questions. And that is pretty much it, guys. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll be catching up very soon. Cheers.